Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Delaney and today we're going to be talking about my summer TBR or my summer reading list, or just like the books I want to read during summer. For me, summer is like, I'm counting July through September. I live in Arizona, it's hot as hell, and yeah, it's just all the books I want to get to. Right now I am on leave from my work because the COVID cases are just like so bad, and I'm like eternally grateful that I have the opportunity to go on leave because a lot of people don't. In Arizona, the numbers are just completely surging. We had like 3,000 cases today, and Arizona is not that big, so yeah, it's terrible. But I'm off till the 6th of July, and something that I've been struggling with is like balancing reading, booktube, and work. But hopefully I'm gonna get a little bit better at that. I'm gonna prioritize reading. Right now, I have just been watching like Atla and the Legend of Korra so much. I have not been reading, so I really need to get back into reading and limit myself because I'm gonna be so sad when I'm done with Legend of Korra anyway. And before I get started, I just wanted to talk about an issue I'm facing within my community. I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, and it's a very privileged community. It's not very diverse, is all I'm gonna say. And recently a councilman created a protest for people who didn't want to wear masks. It's like an anti-mask protest because we are now mandated to wear masks whenever we go into an establishment. That's exactly as it should be. We should have been mandated to wear masks as soon as we reopened. We reopened way too early, by the way. So at that protest, he kept chanting, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe," which obviously is a very popular chant that Black people say when we are out protesting, because that is what people have said moments before their death, that have been killed by the police. He knew what he was doing. It was not a slip of the tongue. He is a councilman. He's up for re-election. We will be voting him out, but I'm going to put a petition down below in the comment section calling for his resignation. I would be so grateful if you could sign and help this community out, because there are Black members in this community and other people of color, and often we just feel so excluded and like we're just, outliers. So I would be really grateful if you could sign that. Thank you so much. You guys, if I touch my hair a million times, please do not mind me. It's day one of wash day. So the first book I want to read off of my summer reading list is The Stars and the Blackness Between Them by Hunada Petrus. So sorry if I butchered that. We have two characters. We're following two characters. They're both 16. Audrey, I think is how you say it. She lives in Trinidad, and her mother found out that she's gay, and she is being kicked out, and she's going to live in America. And then the other girl, Mabel, she's just coming to terms with her gayness. I'm not too sure on the exact plot of this, but just from the synopsis, it sounds really great. I'm going to be buddy reading this actually with some people, hopefully from my Sapphic reading stands group chat, which is really fun. We're on a Discord together, and we just read really, Sapphic gay books. So I'm really excited to pick this one up. I'll probably be reading it in early July. So the next book is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I do not have that book yet, but I am ordering it today. I have no idea what it's about. I just know that a lot of people say that the main character is badass, and it's just like so hyped up, and it's Asian fantasy, I believe. So I'm really excited to get to that one. It looks huge and intimidating, but I want to get more into those books. And I don't know if it's YA or new adult, but I think it's new adult or adult, but I know it has like some graphic scenes, which I'm like super excited for. So the next book I'm going to read is Juliet Takes a Breath by Gabby Rivera, and this has been on my TBR for some time now. I freaking love this color. I love yellow. But this is about Juliet, and she is a self-proclaimed baby dyke, and I believe she comes out to her parents and then runs to Portland, Oregon for an internship. And I believe she wants this her boss to like lead her, because I believe she's also gay, but she's white and not from the Bronx, like Juliet. So it's a coming of age story, and I love gay coming of age stories, because I think any queer person who reads queer coming of age books can relate pretty heavily in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so the next one is Felix Ever After by Kason Calendar, and I have seen people describe it as a rom-com, but this definitely has like very strong subject matter. So I know there's a trigger warning for like a forced outing, and then he has like transphobic messages. So this has trans rep, gay rep, like all the queer things, and I'm really just excited to get to this. And this also has a love triangle, which I'm not like too fond of, but I've just heard like amazing things, 4 and 5 stars, like all across the board, from people on my timeline and on Goodreads. So yeah, I'm super excited to get to this. The next one I don't have either. It's coming out on June 30th. It is Empire of Gold. This is the 3rd book in the Diva Bad trilogy, the final one. I'm so excited. I began reading, what is it, Kingdom of Copper, which is the 2nd book. I just like flew through City of Brass in like a few days, so my phone cut off. But for the Diva Bad trilogy, the 1st book, I just absolutely loved it because of the characters, the setting, the plot, everything. Sometimes I tend to like find it hard to keep consuming all of the like political intrigue and things like that, but I absolutely love Dara and Nari. Like those are some of my favorite characters in the entire world. I just love the whole trope, like God stuck with idiot human. I love it so much, even though Nari is not an idiot, but like Dara is like what, thousands of years old. So yeah, I loved that series so much, and I can't wait to continue on with it. So for the next book, it is Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and I'm super excited for this. I love Talia Hibbert, so I don't know a bunch about it, but I know that Chloe Brown, the girl on the cover, she is diagnosed with a chronic illness. She's a computer geek, and she's just like a rule follower. So she has a list for herself. She wants to enjoy a drunken night out, ride a motorcycle, go camping, have meaningless but thoroughly enjoyable sex, travel the world with nothing but hand luggage, and do something bad. And then I guess she meets the man on this cover, and he's like a motorcycle bad boy guy, and he's gonna teach her like how to be bad. So this sounds so good. And the 2nd book is coming out. No, it's already out. So I'm gonna have to read this to make myself feel less guilty for buying the 2nd one. The next one is Rise of Kyoshi, which is a story based on Avatar Kyoshi, and I believe the Kyoshi Warriors. This is set in the Avatar The Last Airbender world, and yeah, I'm so excited about Avatar Kyoshi because, you know, in the show she was like such a badass, and when Aang was like being all like morally like good and things like that, like, no, I can't kill someone, Kyoshi was like, yeah, I killed him and he fucking deserved it, like, period. So I'm really excited. I don't know if like the people who created Avatar know, but Kyoshi is gay, like, period. So I better not see any het shit in this, but yeah, I need to get to this because first of all, the cover. Second of all, if you didn't know, I'm obsessed. How could you not? I'm obsessed with Avatar The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. So yeah, definitely gonna have to read this one. I'm literally so freaking excited. So the next book I want to read during summer is The Kingdom of Gods, which is the third book in the Inheritance trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I'm in the middle of the first one, The 100,000 Kingdoms, and it's literally so good. Like, I'm obsessed with the world, obsessed with the characters. I am pairing my physical copy with the audiobook, and it's just like, her writing is so like smooth, if that makes sense. Like, her voice, just like everything is just going so smooth, and it's very easy to understand and easy to get to. I don't know why I thought it would be hard, but like, her writing is so good. So I feel like I'm going to finish the second book by the end of the month. Like, this is I'm actually buddy reading this with a few people, and yeah, the chapters have just been flying by, and I have to like hold myself back because we're doing like 5 to 10 chapters a day, and I'm like, I want to read more, but like, I don't want to accidentally spoil anything. So yeah, I'm like so excited to read the rest of this trilogy and see how it plays out. Okay, so the next one is Being Hospitable by Mika James. This is only like, what, 65 pages. So I believe this is about a black woman who like opens her home to her best friend's sister, I believe, and it has like a roommate feel. So like, I'm so excited for this, and I just need to read all the sapphic reads. Like, that's what I'm doing this summer. Like, everything gay, I'm reading. So the next book I want to get to is Learn My Lesson by Katie Roberts. I read the first one. I'm like blanking on what it was, what it's called, but I read the first one and I absolutely freaking loved it. So I know I'm gonna love this one. This is about a man who is like falling in love with Megara, and did I say that right? I don't know. And she's like with Hades, and like he wants to save her from Hades, but he doesn't really know that like they're trapping him. So I'm hoping this is like poly goodness. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, I'm super excited, and I love this series so much. I don't even know what like this series is. Oh, Wicked Villains. Yeah, this is like such an amazing one. The first one, I believe it was with like Jafar, and it had like the main character was like the princess being captured by Jafar. Ooh, it was so good. Like, and it was so steamy. And yeah, like, pick this up, especially if you like, you know, a little BDSM in your books. I love this series, and I'm so excited to get to the second one. So I bought all 3 of these books. I know there's gonna be like, I think there's gonna be another one, maybe 2, but I bought the first one, the second, and third, and the first one came separate, like on another day. It was coming on another day. And I also bought Credence because of Jocelyn, of course. And I don't know, like, it felt like the book fell apart, and I was looking, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the glue. Like, it's so hot in Arizona. Like, I have my fucking bikini on. It's so fucking hot here that the glue melted that bound the books together. Like, what the fuck? So I'm reordering a replacement, so hopefully I can just have like all 3 on my shelves. The next book I want to get to is Nocturna, and I am solely reading this because of Jessica. I will link her channel. Her channel is amazing. Please go subscribe. I have no idea what this book is about. No idea at all. It might be Latinx, like, inspired fantasy. Maybe. I don't know. But she bought me this book. She talks about it all the time and said it's literally so good. So I'm going to have to read it. Like, I have to prioritize it now, period. You guys know I had to throw a nonfiction book into the mix because I don't read enough nonfiction. And I need to read more about Black liberation. So I'm reading Asada. And this is an autobiography. So this is my best friend's like favorite book other than the one that we read together. My phone cut off once again, but anyway, yeah, my best friend really loved this book, so I know I'm gonna love it too. And I read like a few chapters before and I was loving it, but it's hard to consume this type of like nonfiction, especially because this is set, you know, in the 70s, 80s, you know, the Black liberation movement, Black Panther movement. But to see it still going on, and that we are still having to fix these problems that our elders and our ancestors have worked so hard to combat, you know, years before we were born, and having to see, you know, every day on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, that people are still having to go out and protest for these things and to try to convince white people that we belong here and that we deserve to exist equally in this world. It's just very hard, but in this case, I do think I just have to force myself to read it because it's so important. And, you know, whether you're on the streets every day or not, reading this type of media and content, like, it is a form of protest. So the next one I already talked a little bit about on my channel. It is a new release from this month. Earlier this month, it's You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, and this is sapphic, this is gay. It's about, I believe they're 16 or 17, and they are, these two girls are competing for prom, king and queen. So a scholarship is awarded with it. So they both are, I don't know if it's enemies to lovers, but they're definitely competing for something. So I've heard literally nothing but good. I've never seen anything below a 4-star. So I heard it's cute, and I just saw this art of the characters drawn, and I love it so much. So I'm definitely gonna have to get to this. Next is Tristan Strong. I still cannot believe I haven't read this yet. I'm literally like buying this for all my friends, but I still haven't read it yet. It's a middle grade book, which I find a bit hard to get through, but it has African folklore, and I love that so much. I read something with African folklore, the Black Guts Drums, earlier this year. It was like my first read of the year, and it was so freaking good. So I just think I love that type of thing, and I'm really excited to get to that one. So the next is Slay by Brittany Morris. Super excited for this. I've been meaning to read it for a very long time. So this is Slay. It's about a girl. She is a teenager. She's in high school. She has very good grades, and she created this game. It's called Slay, and it's like a card game, an online card game. And I believe someone was like murdered for this game. 2 people got really angry at each other, and 1 person died, and now she is under like a lot of scrutiny, saying that it's like anti-white. So yeah, I'm so excited for this because like Black girls and STEM, like you can't go wrong, and it just seems so intriguing, and I've heard really good things about this as well. Okay, so the next one is The Grief Keeper by Alexandra Villasante, and I read a few chapters of this, absolutely loved it, and I really need to read the rest. This is about Marisol, and she takes care of her little sister, and she wants to stay in the United States to escape from some things that her brother was involved in, some gang things he was murdered for. So there's this opportunity to stay in the United States, but she has to become a grief keeper, someone who takes the grief of others into their own body, relieving them of the pain that they live through. It's a risky experimental study, but if it means keeping Gabby, her sister, safe, Marisol will do anything. She just never imagined one of the risks would be falling in love. So I have been saying for the longest that we need more like passionate love in a queer and like more so sapphic female-female relationship fiction, and this seems like it could be very passionate, and yeah, it's just amazing. And I don't know, I know there's like a little glare, but this cover is just so beautiful. So yeah. So I just want to quickly mention Toni Morrison. I recently watched the documentary of her, and it was just amazing. So I loved everything she had to say about writing while Black, existing in your Blackness, and Black liberation. Also, just do what you can where you can. So sometimes you won't be out on the streets protesting, but like Toni Morrison, she was a publisher, she was an editor, and she was Angela Davis's editor, and she, you know, got her books out there, and where would we be without Angela Davis, you know? So I'm going to be reading The Bluest Eye, but I just want to get to more Toni Morrison books. She has a lot of them, so I read a bit of this one, and this one very clearly tackles colorism, which I need to educate myself more on, because obviously I have a privilege there, and anytime you have a privilege, you should educate yourself on how you can use your privilege. So yeah, definitely going to read this one, and I literally have like every one of her books on my to buy list. Like, I'm gonna have like a little space dedicated to her. So yeah, I'm really excited and hope I learn a lot with this one. So the last book on my summer TBR is An Ember in the Ashes, and this is written by Sabata here, and Jules actually bought me this one. So yeah, I'm so excited for this. I read a few pages like literally maybe like a year ago. I found it a bit hard to get through, but I'm going to pair it with the audiobook, which is usually what I have to do, unfortunately, with fantasy. Otherwise the comprehension is just not there, girl. Like, it's not there. But I recently I had no idea this even existed, but I got Libro FM, and I thought it was like, you know, another library thing where you have to like, well, and I don't have a library card right now, and I can't go get one, but all I have is Scribd, which allows you like 2 or 3 books a month, and Audible, which is obviously 1. So it's really cool that I found another one, thanks to Mina again, that like I can get more audiobooks. I don't care if it costs more money. I'm a fiend for audiobooks. So yeah, I'm gonna pair this. This is fantasy, I believe, and like, it's rare, but I like the paperback way more than the hardcover. Like, I love it so much. I'm so freaking excited to get to this. I know like literally nothing about this other than there's like a very oppressive regime. I believe the woman, the girl, really, it's YA, is like hiding from this regime because one day they burst in, like attack her family, and then the boy, who is the other character we're following, is a soldier in this oppressive regime, but he's realizing that it's oppressive and that he shouldn't be a part of it, which I love that kind of trope. So yeah, those are all the books that I'm going to be getting to. I think I'm only gonna need to read like 7-8 books a month for me to complete this year, but I will. Like, I'm holding myself accountable. I am, like, I might create a whole thread on Twitter just about like my summer reads starting in July. So yeah, I have not read enough books like this year at all. I've only read 10, and my goal is 30. Usually my goal starts out at 30, and then like last year I was reading so much that I lengthened it to 50, and I read like 52, 53 books last year. I know I might not be able to get to that amount, but I definitely at least want to hit 30. So yeah, my work also like minus the leave, my work dwindles down our hours a little bit, which I don't mind at all. So hopefully I can be reading a little bit more during the summer, but when like the holidays hit, I probably won't have a lot of time. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to focus everything on summer, and I can't wait to get to these books. There's like, I ordered a bunch of new adult as well, and I can't wait for the Poppy War to come. So yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.